remember the hit songs that could be heard all across America in 1976? It was a special year when disco was exploding, funk was shaking up dance floors, soft rock was dominating the radio, and America was celebrating its 200th anniversary of independence.
Thinking of you's working up an appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon.
But the interesting thing is that many of the artists behind these hit songs would never have another song achieve the same level of success. Today, let's travel back to 1976 with 15 of the most famous one-hit wonders. Songs that may have given their artists just one moment in the spotlight, but have continued to live on in the memories of millions of people. Number 1. Get Up and Boogie, Silver Convention.
That's right. Get up and boogie.
Imagine walking into an American nightclub in 1976, spinning disco lights, the dance floor shaking, and then a line rings out, "Get up and boogie!" Silver Convention turned an extremely simple message into one of the most memorable disco grooves of the 1970s. After the success of Fly Robin Fly, the group continued to build on a minimalist formula, repetitive rhythms, and distinctive electronic sounds. Get Up and Boogie reached the top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100 while also becoming a major international hit. In 1976, when disco was dominating American radio and nightclubs, this song was almost an invitation that could not be refused. Get up, forget all your worries, and dance. Number 2. Turn the Beat Around, Vicki Sue Robinson. There are songs that only need a few seconds for you to know you are listening to a hit. Turn the Beat Around is one of them. In America in 1976, as disco began moving from New York clubs onto mainstream radio, Vicki Sue Robinson emerged with a powerful voice and a rhythm that made it impossible to stand still. Interestingly, the song was originally written by Gerald Jackson and Peter Jackson, but Robinson was the one who turned it into an energetic performance. The song reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of the most memorable disco tracks of the year. What makes it live on is its incredibly catchy chorus. Hear it once and you can almost sing along. In 1976, this was the sound of the dance floor changing America. Number 3. Afternoon Delight, Starland Vocal Band.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some air.
Do you remember a song that sounds innocent until you understand what the lyrics are really about? Afternoon Delight is exactly that kind of song. In 1976, Starland Vocal Band took a gentle folk pop melody all the way to the top of the Billboard Hot 100, reaching number 1. The song was written by Bill Danoff, who had previously co-written Take Me Home, Country Roads.
Thinking of you's working up an appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon.
What made the song special was the contrast between its innocent harmonies, gentle vocals, and the suggestive subject of a romantic rendezvous in the middle of the day. America was listening to the song on the radio, in cars, and at summer parties. Although it was controversial and sometimes considered cheesy, Afternoon Delight is still remembered for its pretend innocence, singable melody, and cultural moment that was uniquely 1976.
And we know the night is always gonna be here anyway.
Number 4. Play That Funky Music, Wild Cherry. Did you know that one of the biggest hits of 1976 began with a teasing remark? Wild Cherry was performing rock music in clubs, but the audience mainly wanted to hear funk. One night, someone in the crowd shouted, "Are you white boys gonna play some funky music?" Rob Parisi turned that remark into the inspiration for Play That Funky Music. The result? The song rose to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah,
It was the perfect combination of rock guitar, a funky bass line, and the disco energy spreading across America. In 1976, the song reflected the changing face of American music. The boundaries between rock, funk, and disco were beginning to disappear. And more than 50 years later, just hearing the line, "Play that funky music, white boy," is enough for almost everyone to recognize it instantly.
Now it's so much better. It's so much better.
Number 5. Welcome Back, John Sebastian. There was a song in 1976 that made millions of Americans feel as if they were coming home. It was Welcome Back by John Sebastian, the theme song for the popular sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter. Interestingly, Sebastian had never expected to become the voice behind a major television theme song. But when the warm acoustic melody rang out, the song quickly moved beyond the small screen and reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. America in 1976 was looking for gentle moments amid a decade filled with uncertainty. Welcome Back created a feeling of familiarity, like a greeting to an old friend. Perhaps that is why the song is still remembered. It never tried too hard. It was simply a warm melody, a sincere greeting, and an unforgettable television memory. Number 6. Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Elton John and Kiki D. What happens when one of the biggest stars in the world simply wants to have fun in the recording studio? Don't Go Breaking My Heart is the answer. Elton John and Kiki D recorded the song as a tribute to the famous Motown duets of Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Elton handled the music, Bernie Taupin wrote the lyrics, and Kiki D brought her lively voice. The result was a joyful duet that reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the biggest hits of 1976. What makes the song live on is not just the melody, but also the natural chemistry between the two singers. They sound like two people who are genuinely having fun together. And sometimes, that kind of genuine joy is exactly what creates a timeless song. Number 7. More, 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 Andrea True Connection.
But if you want to know how I really feel.
In 1976, disco was more than music. It was a way of life, and More, More, More by Andrea True Connection captured that spirit perfectly. The surprising thing is that Andrea True had previously become known in the adult entertainment industry, but when she moved into music, she created a genuine disco hit. The song was produced by Greg Diamond and quickly became a staple in clubs. More, More, More reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 with a driving bass line and a hypnotic repetitive chorus. That simplicity is exactly what made the song strangely unforgettable. On summer nights in 1976, as disco lights spun across the dance floor, the song seemed to say exactly what an entire generation was feeling. Wanting more, dancing more, and living life to the fullest. Number 8. Moonlight Feels Right, Starbuck.
The wind blew some luck in my direction. I caught it.
Try to imagine a summer evening in 1976. A gentle breeze, moonlight on the water, and the sound of a marimba coming through the radio. That is the world of Moonlight Feels Right by Starbuck. The song was written by Bruce Blackman and stood out because of its unusual marimba sound, a bold choice during an era when disco and rock were dominating the charts.
I play the radio on southern stations.
The song reached the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of the most memorable summer hits of 1976. The interesting behind-the-scenes story lies in that distinctive sound itself. The marimba created a tropical, dreamy feeling that was completely different from the other hits of the time. Perhaps that is why Moonlight Feels Right is still remembered. It sounded like nothing else, and sometimes being different is exactly what makes a song last forever.
See the sun come up on Sunday morning and watch it.
Number 9. Let Your Love Flow, the Bellamy Brothers.
Grab you deep inside and send you reeling.
In 1976, while disco was shaking up nightclubs, the Bellamy Brothers brought a gentle country pop sound with Let Your Love Flow. The song was written by Larry E. Williams, who had once worked as a roadie for Neil Diamond. Originally, the song was not written specifically for the Bellamy Brothers, but when they recorded it, everything immediately fell into place.
Just let your love flow like a mountain stream.
Let Your Love Flow rose to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the biggest crossover songs of the year. What makes the song memorable is its simplicity, a bright melody, positive lyrics, and a feeling of freedom that was very much a part of 1970s America. In a year filled with change, the song reminded people that sometimes love does not need to be complicated. You just have to let it flow. Number 10. Happy Days, Pratt and McLean. Before Happy Days became one of those television songs recognized after just a few notes, America in 1976 was caught up in the nostalgia craze surrounding a sitcom about the 1950s. Pratt and McLean recorded the version of the theme song for the television show Happy Days, and the song quickly became a major hit, reaching the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Interestingly, the song took listeners back to an imagined America filled with sunshine, classic cars, leather jackets, and simpler days. The success of the show helped the song become part of popular culture. Decades later, Happy Days is still remembered for one very simple reason. Just hearing the melody instantly makes you feel happy, exactly as the title promises. Number 11. Right Back Where We Started From, Maxine Nightingale. One of the miracles of music is that sometimes a song can turn the feeling of a breakup into a melody that makes you want to dance. Right Back Where We Started From by Maxine Nightingale is the perfect example. The song had previously been released in the United Kingdom, but in 1976, Nightingale's version became a major hit in America, reaching the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. The energetic drum opening immediately pulls the listener into an incredibly catchy pop disco chorus. The song's success was especially remarkable because Maxine Nightingale was not yet a major star in America. But one song turned her into a familiar name on the radio. More than 50 years later, the song is still remembered for its upbeat melody, powerful vocals, and nostalgic feeling of a romance returning to where it began. Number 12. Wham Bam, Shang-a-Lang, Silver.
Starry nights, sunny days, I always thought that.
Do you remember the feeling of a song that only needs a few seconds to instantly make you want to sing along? Wham Bam, Shang-a-Lang by Silver is exactly that kind of song. Released during a time when pop rock and disco were coexisting on American radio, the song brought a fun melody, a repetitive chorus, and an energy that was incredibly easy to enjoy.
We got a wham, bam, shang-a-lang, and the shot.
The song reached the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of the memorable hits of 1976. Interestingly, Shang-a-Lang hardly needed a complicated message. It relied on a feeling of fun, youthfulness, and an unforgettable hook. That is also why many people who grew up in the 1970s still remember the song. Sometimes a meaningless phrase can become a lasting musical memory.
So listen to me, I'll tell you what we've got.
Number 13, Movin', Brass Construction. In 1976, if you wanted to hear the sound of a city in motion, turn on Movin' by Brass Construction. The band came from Brooklyn, New York, and their music was filled with urban energy, a powerful bass line, prominent horns, and a funk rhythm that never stopped moving forward. Movin' became a major hit on the R&B chart and reached the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100. What made the song special was that it was not simply disco. Brass Construction combined funk, soul, and big band sounds into something that felt very modern for 1976. Against the backdrop of New York experiencing major cultural changes, Movin' sounded like the soundtrack of the city, powerful, exciting, and always moving forward. That is exactly why the song still has energy today. Number 14, Shannon, Henry Gross.
I hardly know what to say.
Amid the energetic disco songs of 1976, Shannon by Henry Gross appeared as a completely different kind of moment. It was an emotional ballad about the death of a dog named Shannon, the pet of Carl Wilson, a member of the Beach Boys. Gross had a connection to the Beach Boys, and the story behind the song made it special from the very beginning.
Just like the one in our backyard.
Shannon reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, an impressive achievement for a sad and deeply personal song. In America in 1976, where radio was filled with disco, funk, and upbeat pop, the song reminded listeners that music could still pause to talk about loss. Perhaps that is why it is still remembered. The emotion of Shannon was genuine, simple, and able to touch anyone who had ever loved an animal. Number 15, A Fifth of Beethoven, Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band. Can you imagine Beethoven walking into a disco club in 1976? Walter Murphy turned what seemed impossible into one of the biggest hits of the year. A Fifth of Beethoven took the famous theme from Beethoven's Fifth Symphony and transformed it into a disco track filled with bass, drums, and electronic sounds. The result was a song that rose to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The success of the song showed that 1976 was a time when American music was ready to break down every boundary between classical music and dance music. Interestingly, Murphy was not making fun of Beethoven. He was proving that a classical melody could come alive for an entirely new generation. And with just the opening 4 notes, almost everyone in the world knows it is a fifth of Beethoven. And that was our countdown of the 15 most famous one-hit wonders of 1976. Songs that may have given their artist just one moment at the top, but left behind melodies that have lived on in the memories of millions of people. Which song on this list is your favorite? And where did you first hear it? On the radio, in a car, at a dance club, or on a jukebox? Share your memories in the comments below. If you love timeless songs and the nostalgic music of the 1970s, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next musical journey through the past. See you in the next video!